What if I told you that right now, above our heads, some of the most advanced machines ever built are quietly rewriting the rules of modern warfare? Jets so stealthy they can slip through the world's strongest defenses, so smart they can fuse data from an entire battlefield, and so deadly they can strike before anyone even knows they're there. Today, we're counting down the top 10 best stealth fighter jets in the world in 2026, starting from number 10 and building up to the aircraft many pilots still call untouchable. Number 10. Gripen J39, the silent underdog. We start in Sweden with a fighter that proves you don't need to be the biggest to be dangerous. The Saab Gripen J39 isn't a pure stealth jet in the way a fifth-generation aircraft is, but it punches hard in the shadows using something just as important: electronic stealth. Instead of relying only on shape, the Gripen focuses on staying unpredictable. It uses advanced jamming pods, low observable design features, and powerful data links to blend into the noise of the battlefield. It can take off from narrow roads, refuel and rearm from a truck, and then vanish back into the forests and snowfields. For a small nation defending its own backyard, that kind of flexibility is priceless for pilots everywhere, worldwide. Number 9. Boeing F-15EX Super Hornet, the carrier ghost. At number 9, we move to the open ocean. The Super Hornet is the backbone of U.S. carrier aviation, a fighter that may not be as stealthy as a fifth-gen jet, but is quiet enough and smart enough to get the job done. Its airframe was reshaped from the original Hornet to reduce radar reflections, and newer Block 3 variants add improved sensors, infrared suppression, and mission computers that can talk seamlessly to drones and other aircraft. A Super Hornet can be thousands of kilometers from land, hidden on a moving carrier strike group, and appear unexpectedly over a coastline that thought it was safe. Number 8. Sukhoi Su-35, the flanker with fangs. The Su-35 is Russia's most dangerous non-stealth fighter, a heavily upgraded descendant of the Su-27 that trades some low observability for extreme agility and power. Its radar cross-section is larger than Western stealth fighters, but it carries sophisticated electronic warfare systems and long-range missiles designed to hit before the enemy can close the distance. Thrust-vectoring engines let it pull stunts in the sky that look like someone broke the laws of physics: tail slides, cobra maneuvers, and tight post-stall turns that can throw off missile tracking. Number 7. Boeing F-15EX Eagle II, the missile truck of the future. Number 7 is a legend reborn. The F-15 airframe first flew in the 1970s, but the F-15EX is what happens when you bolt a modern brain and an entire missile factory onto that classic design. It's not a deep stealth jet, but it has a reduced radar signature compared to earlier Eagles and newer electronic warfare suites that make it harder to target. Its main party trick is capacity. The Eagle II can carry well over a dozen air-to-air missiles, acting as a flying arsenal and long-range partner to stealthier jets. In many scenarios, it turns one stealth fighter's radar picture into a whole formation's firing solution. Number 6. Eurofighter Typhoon, the high-altitude knife. Built by a European consortium, the Typhoon is one of the world's most capable 4.5-generation fighters. Its sleek Delta canard layout isn't just pretty, it's built for agility and energy at high altitude. While not a pure stealth platform, later upgrades include radar-absorbent materials, smoothed surfaces, and powerful passive sensors that let it detect enemies without giving away its own position. In a beyond visual range fight, the Typhoon's combination of speed, altitude, and advanced missiles turns it into a high-altitude knife over NATO airspace. Number 5. Dassault Rafale, the Omni-Roll Phantom. At number 5, the French Rafale shows up with a simple idea: why build 5 different jets when one can do almost everything? This Omni-Roll fighter is designed to perform air superiority, ground attack, nuclear strike, carrier operations, and reconnaissance missions from the same basic platform. Its stealth comes from a mix of clever shaping, radar-absorbent coatings, and one of the most advanced electronic warfare suites on the planet, Spectra. Instead of trying to be invisible all the time, the Rafale specializes in confusing everyone else's sensors, jamming radars, and throwing off incoming missiles. Number 4. KIE KF-21 Boramae, the Rising Falcon. The KF-21 Boramae from South Korea is the newest face on this list and maybe the clearest sign that fifth-generation thinking has gone global. It's currently somewhere between 4.5 and 5th generation, but its design philosophy is unmistakably stealth-focused. Angular intakes, internal weapons bays planned for future variants, and an advanced AESA radar. South Korea built it as a regional answer to increasing threats in Northeast Asia, giving its Air Force a homegrown, low-observable fighter that will only grow more capable with each software and hardware upgrade. Number 3. Sukhoi Su-57 Felon, Russia's first stealth predator. At number 3, we have Russia's first true fifth-generation stealth fighter. The Su-57 blends low observable shaping with Russian tradition of extreme maneuverability. Its stealth is generally assessed as less refined than that of the F-35 or F-22, but it brings some unique cards to the table: internal weapons bays, advanced infrared sensors, and the ability to launch a wide variety of air-to-air and air-to-ground munitions. It also reportedly carries sensors designed to detect the heat and radar signature of other stealth aircraft at closer ranges. Number 2. Lockheed Martin F-35 Lightning II, the networked ninja. This is the jet many analysts quietly call the most important combat aircraft on Earth. The F-35 isn't just a stealth fighter, it's a flying sensor fusion hub. Multiple sensors, cameras, radars, and data links all feed into one fused picture in the cockpit, allowing the pilot to see the entire battlefield as a single clear view. The F-35 can sneak in low and quiet, identify threats, share that data with other aircraft, and guide missiles launched by allies who remain entirely unseen. It comes in 3 variants: conventional, short takeoff and vertical landing, and carrier capable, which means it can operate from runways, assault ships, and aircraft carriers alike. For many allied air forces, it's rapidly becoming the center of gravity for their entire air combat strategy. Number 1. Lockheed Martin F-22 Raptor, the apex predator. At the top of the list sits a jet that many pilots still describe with one word: unfair. The F-22 Raptor was the world's first true fifth-generation stealth fighter, and even decades after its introduction, it remains unmatched in the pure air superiority role. Its stealth is all aspect. Its supercruise ability lets it fly at supersonic speeds without using fuel-hungry afterburners. Its thrust vectoring engines let it turn inside opponents in close combat, and its radar and sensors can detect enemy aircraft long before they know the Raptor is anywhere nearby. In a sky full of advanced fighters, it is still the one you never want to see on your scope. If you're enjoying this breakdown of the world's stealth fighters, hit like and tell the algorithm this is worth watching. To really understand why these 10 jets matter in 2026, you have to step back and look at the bigger picture. Air combat used to be mostly about speed, altitude, and who saw whom first on radar. Today, that formula has quietly changed. Stealth, networking, and information dominance now define who owns the sky, even before the first missile is launched. That shift is exactly what these aircraft are designed to exploit. The origins of stealth go back to the Cold War, when radar became powerful enough to track and target aircraft at long ranges. The United States responded with aircraft like the F-117 Nighthawk and later the B-2 Spirit, proving that careful shaping and special materials could make an airplane almost vanish from radar screens. Modern fighters took those early lessons and blended them with advanced computing, and the result is what we call fifth generation: low observable airframes, sensor fusion, and secure data links that turn individual jets into nodes in a much bigger network. Other nations watched this evolution closely. Russia tried to close the gap with the Su-57. China developed its own family of low observable aircraft, most notably the J-20 Mighty Dragon, which focuses heavily on long-range interception and air superiority in the Western Pacific. While it doesn't appear in our top 10 ranking today, the J-20 looms large over strategic conversations about future air combat, especially around Taiwan and the South China Sea, and it is forcing rivals to invest even more in stealth and sensors. Europe, rather than building a single stealth jet like the F-22, spread its bets. The Typhoon and Rafale emphasize high agility, powerful sensors, and sophisticated electronic warfare. They don't vanish from radar like a Raptor, but they can be extremely hard to target and even harder to jam. South Korea, facing a complex neighborhood with North Korea, China, and Russia all nearby, jumped directly into the advanced fighter game with the KF-21, compressing decades of design into a single ambitious program and building an industrial base along the way. And then there's the quiet ghost in the background, the B-21 Raider. It's not a fighter and doesn't dogfight, but it represents the cutting edge of strategic stealth. Designed to penetrate the world's most heavily defended airspace, it shows where low observability is heading on the bomber side, towards platforms that can share data, control drones, and deliver precision strikes from halfway around the planet. When you see the F-35 and F-22 working alongside systems like the B-21 and Loyal Wingman drones, you start to see the outline of a new kind of air war, one where manned and unmanned systems blur together. What ties all these jets together is not just technology, but doctrine, the way nations plan to use them. The Gripen is built for resilience. In a crisis, Swedish jets can scouter to hidden road bases and keep flying even if traditional airfields are hit.
The Super Hornet reflects the U.S. Navy's belief in carrier strike groups as floating, mobile air bases. The Su-35 and Su-57 embody Russia's focus on powerful missiles, brutal maneuverability, and layered defenses over large landmasses. The Typhoon and Rafale represent Europe's commitment to shared defense. They patrol NATO airspace, escort bombers, intercept unidentified aircraft, and stand ready for coalition operations from the Arctic to the Middle East. The KF-21 signals that advanced air power is no longer limited to a handful of superpowers. Regional players are now building their own stealth-inspired jets to shape their security environment. The F-35, meanwhile, is becoming the connective tissue of Western and Allied air forces. It's flown or ordered by countries across Europe and the Pacific, creating a shared stealth fleet that can plug into the same networks, exchange data in real time, and operate from dispersed bases and ships. In many ways, the F-35 is less a single aircraft and more a flying software platform that will keep evolving for decades. And above them all, the F-22 continues to do the job it was built for, silently making sure no one else can claim the skies. You won't see it at air shows very often. You won't hear much about its missions, but that's the point. The Raptor is the quiet deterrent at the edge of radar range, the unseen guardian that complicates every adversary's war plan before they even take off. As we move towards sixth-generation fighters with talk of AI co-pilots, loyal wingman swarms, adaptive engines, and even more advanced stealth, the jets on this list form the bridge between old and new. They are the machines that define 2026, not just fast and powerful, but connected, elusive, and deeply woven into national strategy. In a world where being seen can mean being shot down, these aircraft all chase the same simple goal: be the first to see, the last to be seen, and, if necessary, the only one to make it home. For now, these are the jets that quietly rule the skies. Subscribe to One Good Fact for more deep dives into the technology, strategy, and history shaping our world today. And let me know in the comments, which jet would you trust to protect your airspace?